Hey there, this is Real Man Talking with G. Scott. I'm G. Scott. How you doing? Yeah, welcome to part 2 of Why Are Black Men So Goddamn Retarded? Yeah, I had to get this off my mind because I got a couple of messages, sent into my box after they listened to it on YouTube. And, just a little backstory, just me. And why I came up with this question. And, for me, it's just pure social observation, considering the different states that I lived in. Like, first of all, I'm 59 years old. I'm a black Cuban Jamaican and born and raised in South Carolina, then lived some in North Carolina, then back in South Carolina. So it's been a long time of seeing racism, being around positive black folks my whole life until, I got out of college and I was out on my own, being raised by a grandparent and grandparents and great-grandparent, because she was a single mother after she separated from my great-grandfather. Now, I'm talking about positivity, there's no other way to say it. I mean, just straight across. Okay, just straight across. We're talking about a second grade teacher, my grandmother, my mom, also a teacher. I forgot, second or third grade or something. My grandfather being a farmer, sharecropper to just regular farmer for himself. And then other family members also being teachers, medical professionals, military. All the stories about racism and all the stories about the bias that you will get from white folks. And then, of course, you run into the black people where everything is all completely broken. Because it goes back to the principle of Julius Caesar. Divide and conquer. And that's what white folks done. They were able to grab the black people and they divide and conquer. And it's all because of just being there, having them work behind them, having them take their words and their beliefs behind them. So with that in mind, and then of course you start reading more and more about history and read all the nonfiction about certain black figures that, from back in the day, from my ancestors up until, I guess, the time you can actually remember and retain things, you comprehend what you're reading, and then you're able to say, wow, okay, right? Because the whole thing for what anyone should go through is you educate yourself and you make an informed decision for yourself, for your mind. Now, with all the places that I've lived, I've ran into a lot of decent, open-minded black people. Decent work ethics, relationship ethics, not just break up a happy home or happy couple and just go on about your business. No, they try to work on it to keep it together. I had this one uncle in Long Island, New York, who was like, he was a trip. He was hardcore about it. He said, you, as a black man, and of course a black woman, they had to do what they had to do to survive. And then, now here I am years later from out of New York. And it's like, I see exactly what he was saying. I mean, I actually see it. It's like, now I believe and I understood what he was saying. Now, of course, I understood it from earlier times. But the deal is that, yeah, they had to do what they had to do to survive, get the family, have their kids do what they pretty much all of them say, do better than me. That's the reason why I'm not home all the time. I'm working to make the money and to make a place for you to go so that you could do things to be better than me. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Because a mom and a father, that's exactly what they want their kids to do. They want their kids to be better than them. They want them to succeed, not just disappear on them. So what do I run into? From Virginia, Baltimore wasn't that bad. But then I got to Las Vegas, and now here I am in Toledo. I have not seen so many dumbass black people in my life. The black males, they're just shiftless. It's like 1 out of 5 are worth something. Everybody else is just like, they're shiftless. They don't want to do what they're supposed to do. They have no real work ethics. It's like all the laziness that has been made by white people rubbed off on them. So whenever remember, someone would remember that there's that term, what the black community would say about certain black folks. You're an Oreo. You know, you're black outside, but you're white inside. Or, oh geez, light, bright, and damn near white. You know, or the term, for the longest time, the term is Uncle Tom. But more and more, I started reading into Uncle Tom and reading in the books and little dissection of the Uncle Tom book by Harriet Beecher Stowe. You found out that piece of history that a lot of people don't know about Uncle Tom. He put on that face, the facade, in front of white people while he was trying to save black people. But he never made it clear to black folks that's what he was doing. He was trying to save them. One by one, whoever he came in contact with, that's what he was doing. So if you're calling a black person an Uncle Tom, you're actually giving them a compliment. You're not insulting them. The only insult is you're insulting Uncle Tom. Because while he was trying to help black people, you're calling somebody an Uncle Tom who is not trying to help anyone. They're just doing their own thing. And that's what bothers me. That's why my question is, why are they so damn retarded? It's like, yeah, if anybody decide to sit back and watch and listen, but the key is just to quietly sit back and watch. See, I like to call myself a professional social observationist. I really do, because of the things that I see from folks. And then when I mention it to people, it's like, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about them. I just can't believe they're doing what they're doing. And then at work, it's amazing how they do what they do and get away with it. And they happen to be black. And it has nothing to do with I've mentioned this before. It's not about being jealous about it or being envious. No, not at all. Because one of the things that people keep forgetting, every time somebody screws up at work and they get caught, there's always a new rule. And that new rule affects everyone. Now, of course, if you follow the rules anyway, you do what your job description is and you know the policy of your job, it doesn't matter. They can say whatever they want. But the key is you already doing things. You're doing what you're supposed to do. So when something comes up, be a man, be a woman, put some bass in your voice and say, well, that's really interesting. You know, this is a scenario. You did something wrong. And you bring up exact time, date, and people. Well, how is it you want to penalize me, but they do this every day? Now, you will get that look in their face. Oh, yeah, you'll see the look in their eyes. You'll see that expression goes to expressionless. Because I have it a lot. I get it a lot. Because I do say that. How can you say that to me when right now they're committing the same thing every day. Nothing happens. It's like, well, you know what that means, right? That's favoritism, and that's against state and federal law. And since you brought it up and you want to actually write me up for it, well, then I can sue. Now, that one thing won't give you a case to sue. You need to have let's go with 2, 3, 5 instances, different ones, where, well, they did the same thing and you didn't do anything about it. And I understand you were here the whole time. You know, stuff like that, man, you can definitely be protected. Because that's why you document, you make a work journal, because you want to protect yourself. Now, it goes back to the black person. When a black person, especially a black man, when he does this, he's just showing that he doesn't care. He's apathetic. And the sad part is, he learned that. Not from other black people. He learned that from white people. Because the white people are doing it and they're getting away with it. And then you top off being manipulative. Then you play the passive aggressive card. And it's real easy from that point to throw in the race card. That black guy got it made. Now, what's going to happen? Now, a lot of folks don't believe in karma. There's some who don't think it's a real deal. But I do believe that karma's going to hit. Karma's going to be bad. And that black person is going to get screwed over. And it will be a beautiful thing. Now, it's going to take a while because karma isn't instantaneous. You know, you really wish it would be, because there's a lot of bad people out there that need to get not screwed. They need to get what's due. They deserve it. They deserve getting hit. They deserve getting fired. They deserve getting suspended. They deserve it because they refuse to do the right thing. Now, every day, again, my question, every day when I hear something happen on the news, I always say to myself, please don't let it be a black person. Please don't let it be a black person. And then it's a black person. Then the next thing I want to say, I always say, please don't let it be stupid. Let it be something legitimate. Don't be stupid. And find out it is the dumbest thing in the world. Something small. It's like, you got to be kidding me. You mean to tell me that something this dumb, this small, and that's what they're doing? You got to be kidding. But that's how they roll. Again, they embrace stupidity. They embrace ignorance. They embrace and celebrate being dumb. Why? With all the positive influences of today, each black man should be standing up, clothes looking good, be smelling good, not having a blunt in their pocket every few hours to smoke, looking stupid with their hair. See, that shouldn't be happening. And you pick out other people out there who are black and you think, oh gosh, how come they're not able to get through to these people? Oh, well, I wanted to get that last part out. Next week, I think I'm going to have a new subject called fat shaming versus fact shaming. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Hey, man, if you like this episode, share it with people. If you don't like this episode, still share it with people you don't like. Again, thank you for Real Man Talking with G. Scott. Take it easy.